For you folks. How is it that Michael Brown has become a cause celeb for justice? I think we have young men and women, not much older than him, some as old as him, who have volunteered to serve in the United States military, who've gone overseas, put their lives on the line, and have lost their lives. How many of those people's names do you think Al Sharpton knows? How many of those people's names do you think any of the rabble-rousers, the rioters, the revolutionaries, the arsonists, the looters, the criminals, call them what you will, how many of those names do you think they know? So Michael Brown's name becomes a footnote in history. And I'm going to be blunt, a common thug. That's what he was. I'm sorry, that's what he was. And that's why there was a problem. And yet there are young black men in this country who are wonderful role models, who are wonderful human beings, and they get no attention whatsoever. None. Or they go overseas and they fight for their country, or they're police officers and they protect people here. We don't know their names for the most part. We don't know who they are for the most part. But day in and day out and day in and day out, Michael Brown, Michael Brown, Michael Brown. Because this is what passes for an agenda. With this president, with this attorney general, Al Sharpton, and miscreants like him, and the news media. It's a damn crying shame that we don't know more about the men and women who've died for this country, who are young men, 18-year-old young men, 19-year-old young men, not teenagers, young men, who stood up and decided to contribute to their country and gave all they have, their lives, instead of a guy who steals cigars, assaults a cop. And I'm supposed to get all worked up that America sucks over that? Are you kidding me? The media hate this country too. It's amazing. A man rises to the office of the presidency, a man rises to the office of attorney general, and they're not alone. That whole damn party of theirs that despise the very country that gives them the opportunities that they have to serve at the highest levels of any country. And they use it not for good. They use it in some cases for evil. You know, the Republicans won big, and now it's time to hold their feet to the fire. I think a lot of these new senators show some promise. Just about all of them pledged to vote to fully repeal Obamacare. Tom Cotton, Cory Gardner, Joni Ernst, Ben Sass, among others. So over the coming months, I'm going to keep an eye on them, and I hope you'll join me by checking their voting records and Liberty scores at conservativereview.com.